Most of the time, reading is an act of total surrender. You scan a page, absorb the sentences, and accept the author's logic as absolute truth. But in academic and professional environments, accepting a text at face value is a liability. You have to actively interrogate the material. When you simply absorb information without questioning it, you inherit the author's hidden biases, blind spots, and agendas. You get exactly what they want to tell you. We are going to fix that. By the end of this video, you will have a 3-step critical reading checklist to evaluate credibility, weigh the evidence, and expose the writer's true stance. To get started, open up a sample article you need to read and create a blank digital note file right next to it. We are going to turn reading into a physical, hands-on process. Step 1 happens before you read a single paragraph. We need to investigate the container the information lives in. Look straight at the URL. The extension tells you the environment. A .edu or .ac signifies an academic institution, whereas a .com signals a commercial enterprise driven by traffic and revenue. Next, check the author's credentials and the publishing body. You need to identify whether the site's primary purpose is to inform you, persuade you, or sell you a product. This academic textbook excerpt shows standard source types, from company websites to academic journals. We evaluate them to establish a baseline of trust. Specifically, look at the evaluative questions under Task 1.3. Ask yourself, is this source accurate, current, comprehensive, and factual? The highest standard of reliability is the term peer-reviewed. If a document has survived the peer review process, other experts in the field have rigorously evaluated its methods before it was published. Look at your article. Run it through these checks. On your blank note file, officially log a pass or fail for the source's authority. Completing this perimeter check saves you time. You avoid wasting mental energy deconstructing an argument that sits on an entirely unverified foundation. Once the source passes, Step 2 moves us into the body text. We will use a 3-color highlighting system to literally dissect the argument. First, select a yellow highlighter. A claim is a statement of the writer's position. Scan your text and highlight the core premise in yellow. Here's a clear example of a claim from an academic text. Under Task 2, the essay title reads, "Current levels of food consumption are unsustainable." That is a definitive position. Now switch to a green highlighter. Green is for evidence, hard data, statistics, quotes, or findings backing up that yellow claim. If we look down at Task 3, we find the specific evidence required to support the previous claim. Sentence B states, "Grain stocks fell for 3 years in a row." That is measurable proof. The most common trap in reading is letting the author's confidence do the work of facts. A confidently written yellow claim is useless without the green evidence to anchor it. When you highlight a document this way, you visualize the claim-to-evidence ratio. If you see massive blocks of yellow text with only a tiny sliver of green, you are looking at a very weak, unsupported argument. Mapping claims directly to evidence forces you to separate the writer's tone from the mathematical weight of their proof. Finally, Step 3, grab your red highlighter. Even with strong evidence, an author can manipulate how you perceive the data through subtle word choices. This textbook exercise shows how to spot the author's internal stance using reporting verbs like argued, claimed, and suggests. Look at the stark contrast. Sentence 1 uses alleged, casting doubt. Sentence 6 uses doubt, explicitly signaling skepticism. You also need to watch for hedging. When an author uses words like probably, might, or could, they soften their claim to protect themselves from being proven entirely wrong. Go back to your text. Scan your yellow and green sections and highlight every evaluative adjective, reporting verb, and hedge in red. Spotting these cues strips away the illusion of pure objectivity. You see exactly how confident, or nervous, the author actually is about their own conclusions. Look at your desktop now. You no longer have a dense wall of text. You have a fully color-coded map sitting next to a concrete checklist. You have moved from passively absorbing sentences to systematically interrogating the logic. You confirmed the source's authority, proved the claims with hard evidence, and exposed the writer's underlying stance. Save this checklist. Use it as a template for your essays, research, and daily news reading. Interrogating a text is your primary defense mechanism against misinformation, and it is the strict requirement for building truly independent thought.